Welcome back to this week's episode of What the Fuck Is This Podcast, where we talk about what's what the fuck about these shows. This week we're going to be talking about episode 10 through 16 of The Secret Life of an American Teenager. I'm one of your hosts, Miranda.
And I'm Miranda.
And this one's going to be longer because we're trying to wrap this show the fuck up. My 10 seconds. I closed my... Okay, I'm gonna do two because one of them's short and one of them's not. Okay, so last time we recorded, remember me complaining about my sister? She apologized. She's going through some shit in her life, and that's why she was getting on to me. Okay, so my other tea. Okay, you remember how I told you about my cousin drama and how her baby daddy hadn't seen the kids for 6 months, wanted to talk to the kids, only to introduce her or the kids to his new girlfriend? He got his new girlfriend pregnant.
Oof. Oof.
He already has 2 kids, and now he's gonna have another one.
Oof.
And my cousin
Nick
just
Cannon,
told me,
is that you?
Oh, just speaking about Nick Cannon, did you know that after you have 10 kids, you don't have to pay child support on any other kids?
Yes, because I watched the Selling Sunset episode, but then her lawyers, not Nick Cannon's, hers, Bree's, came out and said, Bree, honey, you know that's not true. So now I don't fucking know.
I think it's true, but I think it's to some degree.
I don't think it's true for him. Like, now he's paying by, like, household, which she said in the episode.
Yeah.
Like, he's not paying by kid, he's paying by, like... Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like if
anyways,
you're just a broke guy, that's too many. Also, stop having that many kids.
Stop.
But yeah, he's having another kid. And he told her directly, which, like, I don't know what that's supposed to be about, but we're going to my her little sister's 15 this Friday, guys. Hot off the presses. Is he gonna show up?
By the time this is out, this is gonna be like 4 Fridays ago.
Oh, true. There's going to be an update later on, okay? I'll let y'all know what happens. But basically, I'm going to get sloshed at this 15. But I should make a Borg.
Yes.
No, my parents would judge me too much. Rude. But anyways, I don't know if he's going to show up or not. Like, because it's in a public area, because it's in, like, the town park.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, like, outdoors. So there's a possibility that he could show up. And my dad was like, if he shows up, you better actually hit him this time. Because I don't know if I told y'all in this pod. He threw a bottle at us. He got into a fight with her sister's baby daddy. And then he tried to, I don't know, sue me? I don't know what the correct term is. But he told the police that I hit him. Which, like, I used to be a boxer. I know how to hit. I always wear rings. There would be a mark on me and there would be a mark on him that I hit him. But the cops were like, a girl hit you? Lame. That's basically what he told him. And so nothing happened from that. But my dad was like, this time actually give him a reason to tell them that you actually hit him. And I was like, okay. And then my dad was like, well, and then he was like, but don't hit her. Don't hit her, because that would be bad. Like, I'm not going to hit a pregnant woman. And then my sister, she was like, well, you can take care of that pregnancy in one punch.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's my... Well, that was like 30 seconds. That's my 30 seconds.
Love it.
Yeah. So what's your book tea this week, Miranda?
Okay, so I read this in... Let me look at my dates. I read this in a day. I'm not kidding. I read this book in a day.
I love when books are that juicy.
Ate the fucking shit out of this book, okay? This is what it looks like. It's called Black Ties and White Lies. And it's on Kindle Unlimited, okay? I ate this shit up.
I want to download it now. Let me write this down so I can add it to my... screenshot it and send it to me. Send it to me so that I can download it before I go on my trip.
Yes, because I won't ruin it. Because if you're going to read it, then we can talk about it another time on the pod.
No, talk about it, because then I'll decide if I really do want to read it or not.
I'll read the synopsis, but I don't want to ruin it. Because, like, I mean, it's one of those, like, it's a romance book. They're going to wind up together type of thing. You know that. But I don't want, like, to ruin, like...
It's the Oscar dancing.
There's a bit of drama. Yeah. Yes. Okay. life is never black and white. One minute you're a struggling graphic designer in LA that finally is coming to terms with being single forever, and next you're flying to New York in a private jet to get engaged to your ex-boyfriend's older brother. So literally,
send me that now.
the
I would
older
eat that shit up.
brother came to her job. He bought her rinky-dink little company that she's a graphic designer for, bought it so because she would not answer his phone calls because she thought he was calling to get them back together. But no, he was calling. He has been obsessed with her since he saw her before she started dating his little brother. And then there's possessiveness, like where he's like, don't say his name again, like type shit. Like, I'm your man now. And
I love that.
so, like, obviously,
all I want
like,
in my life.
it starts as like fake dating, fake engagement, turns real as fuck. But this is, I will warn you, this is the one where I was like 91% in, and it gave me the ick, and I just had to pretend like I just had because basically she loves red licorice, he does not, and he's like, oh, I know a way to enjoy it, and like uses it while he's down there.
No.
Yeah. So
Girl, you asking for an infection at that point.
I was just like, I'm gonna pretend that didn't fucking happen.
Well, that was like me with my 40-year-old that had a mohawk. Like, nope. Doesn't exist. Didn't happen.
But anyways, he's being forced to clean up his Playboy image. So he's looking for a fiance. He knows he can trust her, but then it comes out that he's like actually had a crush on her, which is like the only spoiler I'll give. But like you can tell when the chapters are from his perspective. You're like, I know damn well right now you're into her. Like,
but I love that possessiveness that isn't jealousy.
No.
Like, you're mine and you're only mine. I can trust you to go out there in the world and do whatever you want, but I know you're mine. Like,
yeah, but then there's good drama.
Much to ask for.
There's good drama. You won't see it coming. It's so good. It's so good. And the best part is she only moved to Cali because of her best friends. She's always wanted to live in New York. So she's not even uprooting her life. Screaming.
Okay, anyways. Not Adrian. Amy.
Anyways, speaking of, let's get to the secret life. Kill me now.
Episode 10. Kill me now. But this this reminds me why, like, these, like, in the middle episodes remind me of why I hate this show so much.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know how it ends, but, like, hurry the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
The news end up showing up at...
The what?
The news people end up showing up at the practice, and basically Jack says that the whole reason his life is so fucked up is because him and Grace had sex.
Love it.
Sex does not fuck up your life unless you get pregnant by somebody you don't want to get pregnant by.
Exactly. Like, this Dylan Henry Ben thing is in full force, and it's really pissing me the fuck off. I don't understand if Henry's actually into her or not, because he thinks he is, or he says he is, but then at one point he's like, well, I'm just getting back at you and Alice for what you did. Bitch. Anyways.
Like, I understand, but at the same time, shut the fuck up. But he has every right to do that. It's your two best friends.
Right.
And your ex-girlfriend.
Right. Oh, Mimsy gets on Twitter and email and outs Anne.
Dude, I am living for it.
Yeah.
The
best.
I love it. Kathy is talking about Ben to Ben's dad without knowing it, and she's like, oh, sorry.
That was hilarious. And it reminds me, Kathy and Ethan were so fucking hot and cold this episode, pissing me off.
They officially broke up in this episode, and then they got back together, so who
again
knows?
Probably.
Ricky opened up her mail. Sir, that is illegal.
And is upset about college. I know, I was going to say, I open Matthew's mail all the time, like, especially when he was deployed, but I'm like, I'm married.
I'm married. That's like,
my name.
Legally, you can do that.
That's my name, bitch.
Mr. Boykovich and his wife get married all of a sudden, and then they adopt the hooker.
Mm-hmm.
That
I said, what about your
Jack
freedom,
saved.
Leo?
Also, She looks way older than 15.
Yeah. But I think
Like,
that's probably the point at this for this girl, since he was pimping her out, but at the same
yeah.
time, I don't know. Um,
I put that in this book. Um, in this point, Adrian is reminding me a lot of reminding me a lot of Brooke from One Tree Hill.
oh, I could see it. She's
Because
like
like
pissing me off though sometimes where I'm like, do you or do you not want Omar? Do you or do you not care about Ricky? Like,
I don't think she loves Omar.
I don't think she does either. Especially with what we're gonna see in like 18 when he gets the New York job offer.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm not going to a different school for you. I'm not leaving this condo for you. Bitch, I would. Like, you want to have your life together.
I have the only thing I have left is the ending of this episode. Do you have anything else before we talk about the ending? Because that shit was serious.
Oh no, I just thought it was funny that Anne made a fool of herself in front of Nora's AA meeting.
Oh.
Calm down, your whole life does not revolve around you, like. Anyways. No, I'm good though.
The pimp showed up with the baseball bat.
Beat the fuck out of Jack. He's in a
And
coma.
That's how we end the episode. We don't know what's going on. A cliffhanger, which
Not really.
I would count what episode 12 is like the holiday episode. So would this be considered? I think the holiday season one was like the mid-season break.
Yeah, me too.
So like why would they leave this on a cliffhanger?
I don't know.
Unless 10 was the mid-season, because that would make more sense.
Or if it was like for Thanksgiving and like they came back like a extra week later or something.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
11,
episode 11.
It starts strong with Tom trying to sneak Tammy out while everyone's in the kitchen being like, yo, Jack is dying.
Dude, I love Tom and Tammy.
No,
I love them together so much.
Literally.
Ben is waiting for Amy. So what? Get over her.
You have a girlfriend. Sort of.
Anne ends up having a sleepover with the AA
lady. Yeah. I don't know her name to this day.
I didn't even
Oh, I thought this was
Did they
funny.
ever say it?
I don't know. But now Ben is giving Min away because, like, he was like, earlier, he was like, oh, she belongs to so-and-so. And I'm like, bitch, you're pissing me off. And then in this episode, he's like, he tells, like, I want to say, oh, yeah, no, he tells Dylan because Dylan is telling him about, like, going to an all-girls school or something. And she's like, well, he's like, you can have Henry. You can have him. And I'm like, stop giving people away. They don't belong to nobody. Like, everybody's making their own decisions. Ugh, he's just irritating me, though.
So when Ben's waiting for Amy, Amy shows up. And Ben looked up their marriage, and he finds out it's not a real marriage.
Ben, tell me you're obsessed without telling me you're obsessed. Jesus fucking Christ.
And then he basically says that if she wants to run away, he'll be there with her. Like, he'll be there for her. Get over it.
Move on.
I understand why. What's Ricky's mom's name? Nora?
Mm-hmm.
I understand why Nora is so upset with the sponsor thing.
Yeah.
Because I have a friend who is, what the fuck is the word? In recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And that can cause so many problems for the person they're sponsoring. When you sponsor someone, it's a big responsibility, and you're there to look after them. You're there to take care of them. And if anything happens wrong with Anne and her girlfriend, I don't know. I don't think they ever were in a serious relationship. Whatever they were, if anything is going bad, because they're all connected so closely, it can affect the sponsee, which is Nora. So, like, I understand why she's mad. I don't understand. I understand Anne doesn't get it, but at the same time, like, dude, like,
Right.
I wouldn't
She's
do that to
still
my
being
friend.
selfish. She's
Yeah,
still
like,
being selfish.
be realistic here. Um, Tom ends up calling Betty.
And, like, threatens her. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Um, Ricky is jealous of Ben.
Yeah.
And at the end of this episode, we still don't know if Jack is okay. It
Nope.
ends at this point I thought he was dead
Yeah.
because his parents come out of like the room where Jack is in and they're like, "Shall we all pray?"
Yeah.
And that's how they end the episode.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Is he alive? Is he dead? Why are we praying?
Yeah. Praying
Because
for
usually when
what?
someone says like we should pray, that means it's going terribly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can talk. Or that's it for that episode that I have.
Yeah, same.
Okay, episode 12. This is my favorite episode of the whole goddamn show.
Well, that we watched.
True. But for some reason,
Stay.
I
You have a
love the
job.
holiday. Do it, please. I love this episode so fucking much. I cannot.
Yes.
We still don't know. It takes a while for us to know if Jack's okay. It starts out with Amy and Ricky, and they want to start their own family traditions.
And they're gonna take John to break in somewhere.
Yes, to this
Okay. He's
holiday,
3.
this Christmas store that Ricky and a whole bunch of I don't want to say delinquents, but a whole bunch of like abandoned kids basically.
Yeah.
They would go into the store during Christmas and they would like the owners purposely left it unlocked and they would
Yeah.
always take something small just so that the kids would have somewhere to be for Christmas night. I wrote, "Someone please tell me what happened to Jack."
Yeah.
Because they're not talking about it.
No.
We find out Jack has been in a coma, and they want to sneak him out of the hospital.
Yeah. And security stops them.
In what world is it okay to take someone
No.
that's in a coma out?
Out. Yeah.
And then Ben's dad gets is this the episode where they
Yes.
Yes, Ben's dad he wants before we get to what he gives everybody, Ben's dad basically knows that this is going to be his foster daughter's first real Christmas. So he wants Ben to take her out of the house so he can decorate her room. Like, so it's special for her.
Yes.
And I fucking love that. Because that's, like,
So
not something,
cute.
like, people would think to do. But it's something that's so impactful for her that, like, she's going to remember that shit, you know?
Yes. Agreed.
So they leave. They're at this little
and they're
holiday
gonna have dinner
store.
at midnight.
Oh, yeah,
The
because that was...
Boykoviches.
Also, how long... Like, why was he making her work so long on Christmas?
That's what
that
I'm
she had to
saying.
cook dinner at 12.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I love holiday traditions. I'm a sucker for them. They're at the holiday store. Kathy and Ethan end up going because Ricky wanted Ethan to dress up as Santa for the baby.
Yep.
The baby ends up falling asleep. Her water breaks.
Shocker.
Kathy's water breaks.
Madison
at the
says
freaking place.
it's the birth of Christ.
Oh,
And
hilarious.
they bring her to the hospital on a fucking donkey.
And then Anne shows up at the Jurgens house, and Kathleen is in this, like, sexy little Santa costume, which I don't understand.
No.
Because, like, her whole thing is she doesn't want to have sex with George
Yeah.
until they're married. But, like, if you wear something like that, you're kind of insinuating something. I'm not saying you would have to do it, but, like,
Yeah.
like, what are you trying to do?
Mhm.
Also, she changes, puts on a full new outfit with a belt in 5 seconds. Like, change like
Right.
that.
Right.
How? Make me understand. Tom ends up waking up Jack by asking him if he wants some cookies.
Yeah.
Love it. I said, what the fuck is this hospital entrance? Where they walk in and all of a sudden the power goes out and she looks like she's Mary from the Bible coming in
Oh,
on a
yeah,
donkey.
there's like a spotlight. Yeah.
Ben's dad ends up getting Ben, Henry, and Alice cars.
Yeah. And like nice cars.
I think they both got Camaros, didn't they? I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what Ben got, but I know they got Camaros.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy had her baby, and that's when we find out at the end of this episode that John's aunt was the owner of that place, and she passed away. She left it to him, and he kept it going because he knew how much it helped out the community. But technically, it was just
Yes.
like an art installation, and I just think it's like, ugh. It like I honestly wanted to cry because I was like, dude, like
Yes.
I think it's perfect. Like she didn't even know. Like it was
No.
meant to be like they were supposed to adopt her. Like her water
Yes.
broke there. And then at the very end of this episode, I was living for like the actors' own Christmas pictures.
Yes.
I was here for it. Here for it.
Agreed.
I think this is when the mid-season break is.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
episode 13.
I have like nothing for this one.
Oh, I read a lot.
Well, this was one I did while I was working, so.
Oh, speaking about working, I'm working construction with my dad. If y'all haven't been paying attention to my life, which y'all should, not really. But basically, there was like, there's been a couple times where like these guys come in and they ask my dad like, "Oh, are you working by yourselves?" And I'm like, right there,
Rude.
and like they don't acknowledge me. Like, am I a ghost? But it's happened 3 times. Like the first one I understand, but the next 3, or the next 2.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm right here. Clearly he's not alone. And like it's not even like I'm clean or anything or wearing something cute. Like I'm covered
Yeah.
in dust and dirt. Like, what are you talking about? Anyways, enough about my life. Episode 13. Kathleen had the baby and now she's leaving to go back to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan's trying to stop her.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She doesn't really want to go anyways, but. Because there she's just the pregnant girl, whereas like here she's the girl who moved to be with her grandma.
Yeah. I didn't like when they actually do end up going to Houston in the next couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that basically her parents sent her away so that they wouldn't look bad,
Mm-hmm.
and now they're like mad at her for some reason. Like that didn't make sense to me. But
Yeah.
Amy buys an ugly fucking wedding dress.
Yeah. How do they
where
keep
she looks
getting
like
worse?
I don't know. She ends up looking like the fucking corpse bride in that
Yep.
shit.
It's
I want to see if
tattered. There's an ink stain.
there's a rip. I want to see if she actually like if they show it again. Like I want to see if she actually was able to make it look nice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes the dress.
No.
And then she sent a picture of the dress to Ben. For
Why? Why?
what? Unnecessary.
Literally.
I was cracking up because apparently the new foster girl, she's like really far behind in school, which like I understand.
Mm.
And the hooker tells, I feel bad for calling her that, but I don't remember her name.
I don't
She
know.
tells Ben's dad they don't have hookers in middle school, which I thought was hilarious. Like she is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Amy's
Chloe.
having second.
Her name's Chloe. I don't know why it just came to me, but that's what the hooker's name is.
Well, Chloe's hilarious. She
Because
seems smarter.
I remember thinking, oh, Ben and Chloe, because like BC, ABC.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
But Chloe is like the smartest character in this whole fucking shit show. She also ends up telling Ben's dad that Amy and Ricky are not married.
Oh yeah.
And This is when Amy's having like second thoughts about the wedding. Everybody thinks she's having second thoughts. Ben drives Ethan to the airport so that he can join Kathleen in trying to convince her parents that she should stay in California. And this is when we find out that Robbie, Anne and George's kid, might actually be her ex's kid.
Yes. He has twins.
How does he have twins? He wasn't supposed to be able to have kids.
We don't know.
I wrote they're literally freshmen in high school. How the fuck are they flying to Houston just in the middle of school?
You know.
Just casual.
What else is there to do?
Yeah, that's all I had for that episode.
Well, I had less than that, so you're killing it. I also don't have anything for this one.
Oh, I have a couple stuff.
Well, I have
Episode
stuff, but like barely.
14. This is when I started to get confused as to what grade everybody was in. Because technically they graduated at the first of this episode. Because this is when they're starting to like try to look for colleges and like like summer started apparently for them. So I don't know if they're supposed to be juniors or seniors. Like I don't understand. This is when I get confused.
Yeah, so confused.
Apparently we find out this episode that Kathleen is a rich bitch. Well, her parents are rich, not her. And
her dad's a dick.
Oh, 100%. But he's so weird. Like, you can't get mad at somebody fighting for your daughter because you didn't.
Yeah.
And then they make a big deal about the housekeeper, about them saying like, oh, get him some food. And then he follows her. Like, I thought that was polite.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that was weird. No. Is this the episode where Ricky goes to therapy? Or is it the next one?
I think so.
I don't know. But he basically says that he's tired of Amy.
Good. Me too.
Oh, yeah, this is his episode where he goes to therapy. Because then he also says that him and Adrian had a better relationship.
Oh, yeah, but like, I don't mean to be rude, but like, how? Because they were barely a relationship. They were just fuck buddies.
Well, the way he said it was like he thinks that they had a better relationship because Adrian always said how she was feeling and Amy doesn't do that. Like Amy beats around the bush basically. And like I get
guess,
that, but y'all were in a toxic ass relationship.
Right, you still weren't. What you're comparing is apples and oranges. Like it's I don't think it would be very hard for Amy to tell you how she was feeling like when you were just co-parenting, you weren't trying to be in a romantic relationship.
The part that made me angry and the part that made me be like, y'all should not be getting married, even though I already thought that, but this one like solidified it for me, was that he said that he thought about cheating on Amy.
Yeah.
That to me is like when that thought even like when that comes across your mind, get out of the relationship you're in. You no longer need to be in there. No.
Literally.
Omar got Adrian a ring, so they're finally actually engaged.
Because she finally said yes. He only wasn't buying it because she wouldn't answer him. Talk about people who don't want to be married.
They're talking about, Kathleen's parents are talking about how much they love her, but they sent her away. How much could you love a kid that you sent away? Like, I wrote that Tom is super funny, but I don't remember what he said. I'm trying to figure out what I wrote here.
I have a quote, but I can't remember who said it to who, so...
Okay, what's the quote? So what if we wrote down the same one? Because that's what I have.
I said, you're a lazy dater. So are you.
Oh, it was Grace and to her mom, because I wrote down that quote too.
That's what I thought. Fucking killed me.
I was dying at it because she's talking about... It was just so funny because, like, they're exactly the same. Like, and then we cut to the scene where George is supposed to be getting the paternity test or what's his name, Robbie,
Yeah.
and the other guy that might be his dad are getting a paternity test to figure out if he's the father. But it turns out years ago, George did that, and he
Yep.
knew he wasn't the dad.
The whole time.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end of this episode, Kathleen's parents let her come back.
Yes.
Which, like, why?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't understand it. Episode 15, I didn't write much.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, Amy's lecturing George at the very beginning for keeping this. You're not a good person either, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
no. I put everybody can't keep a lie. Like, nobody can lie in this
No.
fucking show.
Oh, and now we're canceling the wedding because Anne said so because this is too much for her. And then she's fucking digging for reassurance from this girlfriend, making her stay. And then is like, well, you shouldn't have just gave me excuses. You should have just said you wanted to go home. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, she wasn't really making excuses either. She was giving you the reason she wants to go home and then had to say, I don't want to be here. Like, let her leave. After the second excuse, why are you still trying to make it happen?
Exactly. I have a quote from someone, but I don't know who said it. But it says, and I don't even have a father.
I don't either.
Who am I talking about? Who knows?
I said now Jack is the great crazy Christian because he thinks his bones are just healed. Ugh.
He needs to get over it. His career isn't over.
No.
Like,
literally, he's not off the team or anything.
Yeah, like, he still has a scholarship. He's still perfectly fine. Like, you're alive. Be grateful for that. Catherine, apparently her friends don't like that she's richer than them.
Yeah, now they don't want to be friends.
What the fuck is that? And so she becomes friends with Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody finds out that Ricky and Amy aren't really married.
Yep.
And then 16, is this the last episode we're doing?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this one's good to end on.
Yes.
Because it has a little cliffhanger.
Woo. It starts with a cheating dream.
Oh. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Jack really doesn't want to talk to a therapist or anybody. Why? Who knows?
Yeah.
George does a rebrand.
Yeah. Buys a restaurant.
And he changes his look, and apparently he gets all his its and bits waxed.
Yeah. This is so weird.
Yeah. Amy and Ricky have problems like always.
Toxic.
I wrote Ben's dad is the best. Again. I don't know why. He's just the best. Jack hasn't been sleeping because he has a problem with that. And then we find out that he hit a cop car.
Yeah.
Sir. Adrian tells Ricky that he doesn't really love Amy. He just loves like the idea of being with her and like with the mother of his kid, which I agree with.
Right, especially as someone who was adopted, you want to provide that good, stable family. I understand.
Yeah.
But
because in this point, we haven't talked about it. At this point, they end up going to the university and they're staying there for a while. And they ended up, Amy, Ben, and Omar ended up all flying together. And Ben again offers Amy another out. Omar comes back and he wants to take Adrian to New York City.
which is like she loses her mind.
Which I don't understand, because her whole thing this whole time was that she wanted to get out of this life. She wanted to do bigger and better. She's going to a community college, I think.
Colleges there.
I understand her not wanting to leave and losing, like, her.
The credits.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Like,
very unfortunate.
finish the semester, and then go.
Yeah.
Um,
And then how are Amy and Ricky supposed to trust each other from across the country? Like, at this point, I think Ricky's telling her to do whatever she wants, not because he can trust her, but because he's not going to get married to her.
and then
Like-
Kathleen, she ends up disappearing. She moves away. She doesn't care about her credits. She leaves and she writes Ricky a note.
Oh, Clementine. Yeah.
Clementine. There we go. I forgot her name. And Clementine, basically in this note, professes her love to Ricky. And she's like, I want it to work out with Amy. But if
Yeah,
it doesn't,
but if
I'm always
not-
here for you.
Find me. We're meant to be. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
While he's having dreams about her.
And then, that's all I have for this. Unless we want to get to the end of this episode.
Yeah. No, I don't really have anything.
So the end of this episode ends where George ends up going to, what's his girlfriend's name?
Kathleen.
Kathleen's house to go talk to Ricky, or not to Ricky, to Jack.
Jack.
And in the frame, we see Jack sleeping with a gun. And while he's rattling the door,
Yeah.
while George is rattling the door trying to get in there, Jack shoots the gun at Mr. George. What the fuck was that shit?
Low key kind of on him, though. Why are you rattling a door in the middle of the night?
Yeah. But I am mad at Jack for saying that it just went off when he
It
picked
just
it up.
went off? Yeah.
You can
More
clearly
lies.
see his
More
finger on the
lies.
trigger.
Right, but no one's in there to witness it. Of course we are, but like we're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, no one's in there to witness it, so he's gonna lie again. Anyways,
that is it
thank
for this
God.
episode. So far we only have like 8 episodes left.
Mm-hmm. No,
And
I
then
think it's
we're
only
done with the
6. Because we have the 2, 17, 18.
6.
Yeah.
There's 22.
Yes. Okay.
But that is it for this. Oh, do you have a what the fuck news? Forgot about that.
Mine was just funny. I saw this headline the other day. You know the new Barbie movie that came out or is coming
I wanna
out
see
or
it
whatever?
so bad.
Me too. It caused a pink paint shortage.
Oh, I saw that.
I just thought it was funny. There's like not much to
It's
the
fucking
article.
crazy.
Like, of course they did. Like, we know why. Like, I don't need to read the article, but I just was like, oh my God, that's so funny.
It's
So-
unbelievable. Because, like, if you think about paint, you don't think you could ever run out of it.
No.
And, like, it was international. Like,
Yeah.
not just here in the States. International.
Exactly. So, anyways, that's all I had.
But that is it for this week's episode of What the Fuck Is This Podcast. Make sure to check out our Instagram and Facebook. Let us know what books we should read, what tea you want to share, and what show we should do after this one, guys.
Yes,
but
please.
I mean, by now we'll probably already watch a new show. But that is it for this week's episode. Make sure you listen to the next 2 episodes as we finish this.
Yes.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Toodaloo.